What's up, everyone? It's your boy Infrared. Welcome to the Scout Reports. Today I bring you an anime review of ReZero, episode 2. And this episode, most of it was, I won't say recap, it was more like redo, as our main character realizes that he has the ability to come back after death. So he spends a majority of the episode trying to set things right and do things all over again. So it was confirmed that this will have 24 episodes. In that sense, I'm okay with the pacing, in which I'm glad to hear, because if it was going to be maybe 12, 13 episodes and we got an episode like this, I might have been a little bit worried. But at the same time, it gave us a chance to build the world a little bit and get a little bit of development out of the character that we didn't get out of an hour-long episode last time. So without further ado, let's go on to the episode. So it starts off with Subaru confronting Satella, as we saw at the end of the last episode, but she doesn't remember who he is. He tries to go up to her and explain why he needs to find her and what he needs to do, but she is upset that he even approached her, saying, "Why are you calling me that name? Why are you calling me that jealous witch?" He's desperately trying to explain what's going on, but she's just shutting it down. She's not trying to hear it. While they're arguing in the middle of the street, Felt is watching this commotion goes on, and she takes the opportunity to run by and steal the insignia from Satella. And Satella gets upset at Subaru, saying, "Were you in cahoots with this robber? Who are you? Get away from me," as she storms off. And Subaru, at this point, he's at a loss, because now he has to find a new way to convince her to side with him or to stop the events that has went by. Once that occurs, we get the opening for this series, which is actually pretty good. It's a good opening. It was okay. I like the visuals more than anything, as it kind of shows our hero's powers in full effect, as most of it is just showing him dying and coming back, and some flashes of foreshadowing like the standard anime opening. It has a Sword Art Online type of feel to the opening. It sounds like an opening that would be in that series, for example. Really, to me it does. So we get back to the episode, and again, he wasn't able to persuade Satella to assist him or talk her into not going to the bar. So he pursues her, and once again he runs into the thugs that he's ran into a few times already at this point. But this time, the thugs actually kill him. They stab him in the back, so he dies and goes back again, and this time he is in front of the shopkeeper once more. But it looks like some things from what he's fixing is still occurring. I think he's causing so much ripples in time right now that he's changing the flow of things, because the shopkeeper actually remembers him as the person who helped find his lost daughter, so he had a little bit of slack on him for not having the money to buy the apple. You know, he kind of just patted him on the back and said, next time you better pay, now get out of here. And he was able to get some information from the shopkeeper as far as a commotion that went on. We find out that once he came back this time, Satella may have gotten to a confrontation with Felt as the two fought along the city. So with that knowledge, he still wants to help Satella, but he did kind of contemplate not doing anything at all. He was, maybe I'll leave well enough alone, and I'll use this opportunity of knowing what's going to happen to further my advancement. Like, maybe I'll sell the cell phone and some other items for hire, and then I'll try to make money that way. But at the same time, he realizes that if he doesn't do something, people are going to die, and he doesn't want that to happen. So he continues on to continue his quest, and basically what he wants to do is meet Felt off at the path and try to stop things from there. So he goes into the alley once again and finds the thugs, but this time he was ready for him, and he calls them the Three Stooges this time. He said, "I'm sick of running into you Three Stooges." And instead of trying to fight the thugs off, this time he just screams for a guard. And it looked a little bit bleak for him at first, because no one was showing up. But after a few moments, a knight showed up by the name of Reynard, and he has a pretty big reputation, and the thugs run away from there because they don't want anything to do with Reynard. Now, Subaru tries to recruit Reynard to his side, but at the same time, he doesn't want to burden him. So he says that he would like a request out of Reynard, and he asked him that he tell the silver-haired girl not to go to the bar or the loot house, no matter what today, and Reynard agrees to do so. So our hero is going towards the loot house, but this time he decides to try to meet up with Felt directly. On his way to meeting up with Felt, though, he bumps into Elsa, who we found out was the killer last time, and he bumps into her and she senses and she can smell the fear on him. She says she hasn't met him before, but she can sense that he fears her in some type of way, as he's just so scared that he just kind of him and hides his way out of it, and she just goes on about his day. But he realizes that he cannot let her achieve her goal as he continues to find Felt, and he gets to her home after asking around the village. He finds out where she lives, and of course, understandably, she's like, "What are you doing here?" and starts attacking Subaru. And he puts up a pretty good fight against her, and he was able to convince her that he needs to get that insignia, and he needs to sell the insignia and get it back to his rightful owner. And the two come to an understanding, and we get a little bit of characterization for Felt as we find out that she doesn't want to be a thief for the rest of her life. She does have plans. She's just doing what she needs to do in order to achieve her goals or to get more money to escape and do something better. And this furthers Subaru's will to want to help people, because he now sees it's more to her than just being a thief, so he wants to help her on that front as well. So after that, we get to the shop with Rom, and we get a little bit of time with these two as he's trying to convince Felt to sell him the insignia, but he kind of slips up and says that the buyer that she was waiting on is going to be one that kills him. And again, understandably cautious, Felt is like, "How do you know that? Are you working with her?" And we get a tense moment at this point as she begins to see a different view side of him, thinking that he's going to betray her or something. And a knock comes onto the door, and Subaru's understandably worried. He's almost about to scream, and actually he did scream, "Don't open the door." But when he does open the door, all is well, as it is Satella who shows up. And she doesn't look too happy, of course, because she's there to get that insignia back. So that was the end of the episode. Again, it felt kind of fast-paced because most of it was just him going back and redoing what he was doing before, just in the same spot. He even gave the technique a name. He said, "I'm going to call this Return by Death." So we get that. And now we're on to everybody is at the shop. So it's interesting to see where things are going right now. So that was it, and that was the episode in a nutshell. Again, I am still looking forward to this series. It's just, I guess in a sense, you need an episode like this to kind of get characterization out of people, and now our character has full knowledge of what he does, so it'll be interesting to see what he does with that ability from there. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you think in the comments, and of course, if you liked anything I had to say, go ahead and drop it a like, and if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as I upload content for you guys almost daily, with this spring season being so great right now. So that's it for the Scout Report. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. So on that note, thank you for watching the Scout Report today. It's your boy Infrared signing out. See you soon.